Well, hello there everybody. I'm Kim Gow from Colour Passion. Thank you for joining the Colour Passion channel once again. Today we're going to be doing something totally different. I have a large, it's probably about 1 metre wide, we're going to be working on that piece. We've got some brand new foils just about to hit the website. 25 of them, which we'll go through individually in just a moment. But what I wanted, the history of this piece was, it didn't turn out how I wanted it to. So I got my spatula, my metal one, and I just went every which way to make it into an abstract piece, which I was happy with. But I wanted to just add something extra for accents. And I created it a couple of months ago, but I thought with the foils it's perfect, because with foils, if you're putting them over the top of the adhesive and it goes onto fresh resin, you will find it'll stick to it. So this way, I knew that it was fine. It was well and truly dried and set and cured and everything, so for the foils to go on. So we're going to pick a colour and then we'll do different stages of it. And I think I'll add some crushed glass as well. I've got some here somewhere. So we'll pop some of that on as well. And also I think maybe some russet glitter, because that is, the colours with that will go beautifully. All right then, let's go and have a look at these amazing foils that Jackie's organised. As I said, there's 25 of them, all different colours. So I think we're in for a treat with what we can do with all our bits and pieces. Let's go now and I'll take you through each colour. Righty, here is all of our beautiful new range of foils just about to hit the website. So let's start on this side and we'll work across to there. So, all right, we'll start with the top. We've got antique silver, which is almost a gold tinge to it, I suppose, but antique silver. We've got blush quartz, beautiful pink. That's really lovely. Wow. Then we've got champagne veil. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Champagne veil. It is a different colour to this one, but not too far away, but champagne veil. We've got vintage rose. So vintage rose is, let's have a look. It's a bit softer. The other one, the blush quartz, is a bit stronger. It's a bit softer. So vintage rose. Then we have citrine leaf. Oh, that's almost got like a bit of a greeny, sort of limey colour to it almost. Citrine leaf. Beautiful. Prism silver. Oh, I do like this one. You've got all the holographics through it. Wow. Oh, I'm going to have some fun with this one. Prism silver. Beautiful. Okay. We've got obsidian veil. So sort of like a black really, but it's got some nice shimmer to it. Wow. Obsidian veil. All right, aged copper. Gee, that's a pretty colour. Oh, aged copper. That might be a nice one to work on my piece with, actually. We'll have a look in a minute. Put that to one side. But anyway, that is aged copper. Midnight tide. Oh, a nice strong, almost like a sapphire blue, I suppose. But it's midnight tide. Wow, that's pretty. We've got gilded whisper. So there we've got like a gold and a silver mixed. Oh, that's pretty too. Gilded whisper. Solar gold. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. That's got all the holographics through it as well. Gee, they're clever, these people that create these colours, aren't they? Wow. It's beautiful. Solar gold. Oh, gee, I'll put that to one side. That could be nice too. Okay, and here we've got amethyst veil. A beautiful mauvey purpley colour. Oh yeah, that is so pretty. Wow. Amethyst veil. Zurion. Oh, that's a pretty blue too. A bit more aqua, obviously, than the other midnight. Oh, that's pretty. Zurion. Lunar silver. So it's a beautiful, clean silver. Really pretty. Lunar silver. Beautiful. Antique gold. Gee, that's a nice, it's a soft gold, but it's really pretty. Because if you look at like the other one, well, that's different anyway, but aged copper. Yeah, it's a really beautiful antique gold. That's gorgeous. Okay, jade patina. Beautiful jade shade. If you're into your greens, you'll love that one. Jade patina. Now we've got another green. This is a emerald alloy. So quite a bit of difference between this one's softer and this one is more shinier and more emerald. So emerald alloy. Obsidian bloom. So that's interesting because that's got the gold and the black mixed with it. Gee, that could be beautiful. Just thinking of different things I could use these for. I think with the foils, you can get them, and we'll do that. Just really gently between your fingers, just gently, just get a little bit, and it'll sprinkle onto your resin, and that has a really, really lovely effect. So we'll do that, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Pink alloy. That's a really lovely pink. It's a lot stronger than the other one, but I really like it. If we have a look at Vintage Rose, see the differences in the colours? Quite a bit of difference. I love it. Pink alloy. Rose gilded. See, now that's nice too. Gosh, that could also be good for the board that I've got in mind with. That's really nice, actually. Rose gilded. I shall put that to one side as well. Ruby veil. Oh, some beautiful red. When I see this, I tend to think of like Christmassy colours or Valentine's Day. Yes, you could put the ruby veil and a bit of even that for Valentine's, and maybe even silver. Beautiful ruby veil. Gorgeous. Okay, royal garnet. Oh, see, now that's got the gold and the red in it. So that could be really pretty. Again, Christmas, or just anything where you've got some gold or red and you want to add a little bit of gold. You could have your resin pour with some gorgeous red, and then you could then add, your gold in the metallic gold. That would be really pretty. Yeah, really love it. That's beautiful. Royal garnet. Classic gold. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So we've got solar gold, we've got classic. See, yeah, that's obviously the holographics in that, which I love. Aged copper, but this one is a brighter gold. So you've got rose gilded, a bit of a rose gold, but that one there, that's lovely. Classic gold. Beautiful. All right. Molten amber. Oh, no, this is the one. This is beautiful. This, I think, will work really well because the colour that I have got in the board I'm going to be working on is actually rustique, and this is more of a rust colour. So I think this is probably the one to go with. Molten amber. Violet luxe. Wow, that's a really pretty magenta, really. Yeah, but violet luxe. What a gorgeous colour. Wow. Well, there you go. Wow. There's a beautiful collection here, isn't there? Gee whiz. No, we're going to have lots of fun with these guys. So we'll put them onto the website in the next day or so that you can see them all. And I think you'll be really excited. There's quite an amount. There's actually 1 gram more because they're very, very light. Our existing ones are 2 gram, but these are 3 grams. So they're actually bigger containers. Beautiful. Well, there you are. Let's get to work and have some fun with this and see what we can do with them, with our created chaos, and see if we can sort of remedy it a bit so that it's a little bit more interesting. Okay, we'll start in just a moment. Okay, everybody, we're back. I did do a video, a little bit of one, and because this is very big, I didn't quite have it in the right spot, I don't think. So, okay, let me just repeat. We're using this product here, which is basically a foil adhesive. There's other brands on the market. I just happen to have this one called Artsyville Embellishments. It's a foil adhesive. So basically what I'm doing is I've got a thin brush here and I'm just coming along the side here because I only want a thin line of foil on it, very thin. So I'm just putting it, and it's milky now, but it is going to dry clear. And what I'm going to do is I've got another fine brush here. Because I do only want it thin, I'm just going to come along the edge here with my fine brush and make it the width that I want and where I want it. So there we are. I've done it obviously much thicker, but I just sort of thought, no, there's enough in this. I just wanted to add a little bit of an accent to it. And I think this is going to do the trick. We're also going to, I'll probably put, you know, maybe some, a thin layer of resin on here, and then I'll sprinkle it over, so we'll do that a little bit later. But for now, I just want to get a few of these lines on throughout the painting so that I can get it ready, because I think it takes about an hour at least to dry. And it will remain tacky, you know, like I could come back next week and it'll still be fine for me to apply the foil. Now, a point here, very important point. It's no good putting this onto freshly applied resin. Well, you can put this part of it on, but you can't actually put the foil on until it's super, super dry. Now, preferably weeks actually, and this has been sitting here for months. So all I've done is I've sanded over the top. That's why it's looking a bit dull and strange looking, because I have lightly sanded it. But it's weeks old, so in fact probably a couple of months when I think about it. But anyway, it was always my idea that this is what I was going to do with it, but it's just waiting for me to get round to doing it. Okay. And I wanted you guys to see it so that we could have a little intro to our new line of foils, which will be available just before the 1st of Feb. So some gorgeous, gorgeous colours. I just wanted one that was sort of matching with this particular piece of artwork. Okay, there we go. Just going to get that back a little bit because I don't want it that thick. Okay, I think I might leave that for now and that will dry. All right, now let's see what other areas we've got here. As I said, I just want some little pieces here so that it's going to add interest to it without, you know, changing it and sort of taking it over. So we might even just maybe come a little bit down here. Maybe just around here a little bit. Just to kind of, I don't want it to take over. I want it to say something, but I don't want it to say too much, if that makes sense. So we'll just put him down here. A little piece down here. Okay. I don't want to go too much, as I say, so we'll see how this goes. So I've got ceiling fans on and exhaust fans and everything, because and air conditioning, because it is super hot here at the moment. We're going through a heat wave, so it's not pleasant, but it's okay if you've got your aircon on. And especially with working with our art and resin, we definitely, if it's over 30, you should have your aircon on anyhow. And certainly I have got the aircon on and it's very comfortable. All right, so I think I've got just a little bit more coming down here, just like this, very gently. And I just want this really super fine line, and it will come down. So again, I just want to come in here so that it's got that nice fine line. Okay, we're back again. See how we go this time. Now, I did have a look and it seems like it just didn't come out. Okay, this is the foil adhesive that I'm using. I'm hoping that is going to come out okay. That's the Artsyville Embellishments foil adhesive. As I said, there's others on the market. This just is one that I happen to have on hand. So, okay, continuing on. So, what we'll do is find some other little spots that we want to put it. Now, I did do one earlier just along here just to sort of test it before I started filming. Got a little bit here, but I think what I'll do, I might just put a little bit more on here. So this here is along here. It's the same thing, I'm just wanting to keep it fine. Along here, around the corner. Even though it's a big piece, I don't want to still overdo it. So here we go again, here, here, and perhaps down to here. Okay. And actually I found this, got lots of little things, but this is just a silicon-ended tool. I thought actually that would be probably really good for just running it around, just creating that thin line. And it seems to be working okay. It's the first time I've used it for this. Again, wanting to keep it thin. Just got a point on the other end, so we'll just kind of take that around like so. Just maybe this end again, and we're just trying to get it right. At least the beauty of it working with it while it's still wet, because it's milky, you can see it. If it was clear, I think you could have a bit of a battle. Okay, that may be okay, maybe just a little bit more along this little bit here. And again, I'll have to just thin it down and just run it up there. Something very, very different, and you can use it on any of your pieces of artwork, but particularly resin. And I'm only doing these lines very thin, but you can do it as thick as you like, as I've mentioned, to whatever you want to add to your piece. Alright, so we've done that bit. Just trying to think, I know before I've got one here, so just trying to see where else I want to have something. Maybe just along here. Okay. So you get the idea. Sort of get it on, and you can use brushes, spatulas, even maybe if wanted to pipe it, you could do that too, I guess. But I'm thinking with a brush like this, it's working fine. You don't need to sort of overthink and overcomplicate these things. Okay, now I'll have to, it's getting stuck in the adhesive now. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just, as I've done before, just sort of come down and just run along there. Okay, and back this way. Concentration. Trying to get that right. Here we go. Good. All right. I think that's about the thickness of the lines I want, which is not too deep. All right, so we've got one here, we've got, which is drying. That one's drying as well. We've got a little one here. We've got this one here. I did the one earlier, which is through here. So I'll just check, because I might do maybe something a little bit more here. As I said, don't want to go overboard with it, but I'll just see what we've got here and where I can add it. Okay, let's have a look. Oops, what are we doing here? It's all right, I'm just trying to work out how to, that's what I'm trying to work out, that button there. Okay, I'll just do that bit there, and I might just do it from behind this way. Let's have a little look. Let's have a look. Maybe all right, so of course I've lifted the brush over around the other side, so I've just got to run and get it, and so I can do it from there. Of course, if it was a smaller board, it would have been a lot easier. I could have just had it directly overhead, which would have been good, but because I wanted to work on this big piece, I just wanted to show you. All right, I'm just going to go with that little thin brush again. Which is quite fast, really, to be able to do it. Okay, very good. Again, you can see I'm just doing a very fine line there. I certainly hope this is going to work out. But you know my catch fry, if you don't give it a go, you're never going to know. So we've just got to jump in sometimes and try these things. And I think it's going to be fine, actually. Okay. Everybody, here we are back again. I thought while we're waiting for the other lines to dry, I've mixed up some of the Colour Passion fast cure resin, and so just a small amount. And so now what I'm going to do is with my gloves, I'm just going to sort of smear it over, and then what I'll do is I'm going to sprinkle some of the foil over there. So I think that might look mighty pretty if we can get it, you know, fine, just a little bit. But it is very fine, so it does go everywhere. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Just maybe not a lot, just probably in some of the, just the lighter bits there, just to sort of add a bit of something to it. So just enough really, just to hold it. I don't want a thick layer of resin or anything, but just enough that makes it tacky, that it will hold it, because I am going to put a top coat over the whole of this anyway, so this is just going to be another little bit on it. Oops, a daisies. And of course, what have I done? That's right where that line of glue is, adhesive is. Oh dear, oh well. Because it's drying clear, it's a bit hard to see. I'll just put just a little bit on there. I may have to put a little bit more on the edge now, seems I managed to put some resin over that. Okay, never mind. Just a bit there maybe. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we'll just try it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, as they say. Okay, just down here and around. And I've got the line there, so I don't want it too close to there. Just a little bit over here, all right? So now what I'm going to do, I think it would be a good idea to take off my gloves and with the foil, ever so lightly, I'm going to sprinkle it on there and we'll see what happens. All right, so we've got over this little section here. It is really, really light, this. So it's probably going to go everywhere, but I only just want a little bit. I don't want a lot of it, just a little bit. And so if I squeeze it in between my fingers, then I'm just going to get, you know, really, hopefully, small bits. And of course I've got the fans and everything going, so it is sort of sucking it up a bit, but anyway, we'll see what happens. Just a little bit, so that when the light hits it, hopefully, the plan is it will just glow. Gosh, that's it's so light. I'm just going to turn those fans off. There we go. And then that might help it perhaps, because that there is. Oop. Just trying to think what I can do. Remove that a bit. Just with my spatula, if there's any chunky bits, you know, you can do this, just thin it out a bit, because I only want little bits, not big chunky bits for this particular enhancement. And it seems to be breaking up quite well with that thin layer of resin on there. So that's a good thing. Gosh, but it does, it's so light. It is so light. But I do like it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to move that across there because it's not in the resin yet. And again, I'm just going to just do that. Okay, there's bits here, but of course, oops, actually, you know what? There's a bit of glue there, so it's probably going to stick in that. I'm not going to worry. I can dust it off later. And where was the next bit that we put it in? I think it was over here. Yep, over there. Okay. So, just again, ever so lightly. It's just really hard to see from this angle where the resin is. So, it's resin, sorry, where the foil, yeah, no, where the resin is. I was right the first time. Okay. So it's coming over this side. Yep, so I can see where it is. So it is just a little bit here. Gosh, it's a little bit difficult. So my fingers feel a bit sticky now. They're not dry. So that's why it's going into the clumps. Okay, so, but we'll do what I did before, and that is just break it up. I'm liking that. I hope you do too. Oh, look, see, and I've got a little bit more over our line there, but that's all right because it will have a light covering on it anyway once it's dried. it's got a little bit there too. I've just noticed. Oh dear, okay. Oop, there we go. That's distracted me now. Sorry, I'm just going to have to adjust this insulin pump. Goodness gracious me. It goes low, so I have something, and then it goes high, and it's just telling me. I should just put it on silent, shouldn't I? Okay. Right, just let that sit down and settle down now. Okay, next bit. That is so pretty because I've got that, obviously my lights here in the studio, LED, and it's really picking up the sparkle. Oh my goodness, it is so pretty. I know that you can't probably see too much at all because it's at a bit of a distance anyway with the camera, but oh goodness, it's very, very pretty. I'm just trying to get it so that it's kind of on the edge of where I've got it. That is so, so pretty. All right, so bit there, bit there, bit there, bit there. Did I put anywhere else? I did, I put some over here. Okay. And that actually balances it quite nicely, I must say. So we'll just put a bit over here. And remembering I am going to pour a top coat over the top of this anyway, so even if it's sitting a bit loose on the top, it doesn't matter because it will be encased in resin. But I think this is really pretty. What a good idea. I'm just loving this. Molten Amber, but we have a huge array of colours, but this one I thought would work best for the colorants in this particular pour. All right, I think it's sort of like a little bit of a thing through there, so I'm going to leave that now. I think that's enough of the foil. And I've got to start working out as well where I'm going to put my glass pieces. But I think it's probably better to wait until my adhesive dries. I'll do that bit, then I'll work out, I think, from there, because I'll be able to see it better, where to put the glass. I mean, I'll sort of pop a couple of little spots around, but I'll probably shift them and have another little play with it once we've done the foil on the adhesive. But anyway, we've got to let that dry first. All right. Back in a bit. Just on finishing mixing the resin, I just did a small amount in a cup. It's our Colour Passion Fast Cure resin. I've just looked at the time. I can't believe where the time's gone. I'm supposed to be out somewhere. I'm still here doing this, but that's okay. We'll do this and then I shall go. I did have a look and I thought, oh, maybe we could put something maybe here. I'm just looking at that still while I'm just doing this last bit of mixing here. Okay, and that's it, that's that done. Okay, so I'm going to drizzle over, but I'm just going to think a little bit first. As I said, we've sort of had, that's covered there. Wondered whether we should perhaps even have a little piece up here. So I might just do like a little cluster as well, just up over here, just to add something more on that bit there. Quite like that idea, the little clusters. It just keeps in with that sort of, well, what would you call it? Oh, for goodness sakes, mental blank. Happens when you get older, you know. Abstract, that's the word I'm trying to think of. I do remember them, but sometimes it just takes a few minutes. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm just trying to sort of get into the shape that might be all right without being too fussy. All right, that'll do. Yeah, I think that's probably okay there. And then we've got those. All right, so now what I'm going to do, just with my spatula, I'm just going to drizzle over the top. It's really just so that I can coat it, so it's going to hold it in place, ready for when I pour the top coat over, it will you know, not move it, it'll just stay. I mean, it's really very easy to do. It's not difficult at all. If you were doing sort of like a big piece and this was sort of going to be the final coat, then you would probably want to do a bit more, you want to be more careful. And I've done that obviously when I've done geodes, but because I know I'm going to put a top coat over the whole lot of this, I'm actually not that worried. Just put that there. Just a drizzle here and there. That's there. Got our little cluster here. And we've got a little cluster here. And of course we've got this one way over here, so it's a bit of a stretch, but it's all right. Here we go. Now, okay, we've also got over here. Just making sure that all of it is at least, you know, little bits of touch with it all. I think I've done it all now, yeah. So I think that looks good. All right, everybody. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to show you. I did a piece last night when I had the leftover resin. I actually put the, with the leftover resin, I put some more of the foil into the resin cup, and then I put it into this mould. Something else in there before, but anyway, there we go. It is sparkling, and it looks really pretty. Wow. Okay, that just shows you something else you can do. So, all right, I think we'll just call that a day for today. I'm going to let this resin cure overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come and probably put the top coat on. Okay, here we are. I have mixed up my Colour Passion top coat. This is a fabulous product. It really, really is. I love it, and I've used so much of it now. You can use it on any surface, actually even countertops, because it dries extra hard, and it's very, very protective with a high gloss. It is just beautiful. So here I go. Actually, I'm just going to put the exhaust fans on because I actually don't want any of the foil sort of floating around, landing in it. All right, so it's going to be simple. I'm really just going to pour it over. I actually would like to put a little bit of the russet colour shift over where I've got the glass, just to add a little bit more oomph to them. But if I do it before, what's probably going to happen is if I'm pouring over it, it's going to wash it off. So it may be better to do it a bit later. Okay, anyway. All right, I think I will. So I stirred it for 3 minutes thoroughly. Really important. Just wiping my silicone spatula. And incidentally, silicone spatulas are really good for resin because wooden spatulas can introduce more bubbles. But when you've got products like our amazing Fusion Relax, it's really not an issue because you just spray it over and off they all go. All right, that's that done. Let's see how we're going to go with this. All right. I've mixed up it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So I mixed up 300 of the part B and 600 of the part A, and I've mixed it. Okay, and it's quite fast curing as well, this one. I think I will just pour it over and see what happens. Okay. And because I have lightly sanded it, it's given it some grit to hang on to, which is important. If you have resin that's within 24 hours of your pour, you don't have to sand, but otherwise it is best that you do. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is just smooth this over with my hands to get it all over. And those from the sanding goes all dull and horrible and patchy, but as soon as you put the resin over again, they all disappear like magic. Done it many, many times, and it is the way to go to give your resin, as I said, something to grip and hang on to, some tooth, I suppose is the word I'm trying to look for. Round and around. Just smoothing it over. There's something very satisfying about using your gloved hand over the top of wet resin and smearing it around. It really is. And you know, there is 25 new colours coming to the shelf very shortly, so I've covered that in the opening, but just wanted to mention it again here. Just want to go over that edge there so that I make sure that in fact it has gone over the edge, so it gives a nice edge. And that pesky every time I get here, it wants to play up, doesn't it? Sorry, just trying to grab it so I can stop the thing from going off. Okay, around, I'm on the edge there, and I'm going to have to go to the other side, obviously, to get the other end of it because I can't reach it from here. Pushing it up there. Along here. And I will come and babysit this a bit and check it just to make sure that it's all going to be nice. Oops. Right. Okay, that's my insulin pump sorted for the moment. Oh gosh, trying to get the thing, there we are. We're good to go. All right, just pushing this around over this end now to make sure that it's all completely covered over the top of the glass. And I do need to definitely put some glitter on that just to bring it up a little bit because it's sort of the clear one, it's a little bit hard to see. It disappears a bit. I mean, it's still shiny under the light, but if we just put some of the russet colour shift glitter on there, I think it'll be fantastic. It'll just make it jump out a bit. Oh, I think the 900 mils was actually a good amount. Because often, if you're putting like a second coat on, you don't need as much as the first coat. Because it is exactly that, it's just a flood coat. But I think this was a good measurement actually, because it's going nicely. Just going to put this over here. Then run along the edge to make sure that I've, pulled some over so that it will run over, and I can just run my glove along, and resin goes where resin's been. So it will come over the top, it'll self-level, and it should give us a beautiful edge, which is important. So we don't want to go to all this work and then have an awful edge. I think it's really important to do a nice one. want it looking as professional as we can get it. I'm really liking how this is coming up actually. Very happy that I persevered and just didn't throw it in the bin. I hung on to it, hoping I could rescue it, and I think that I have. So, okay, I think that's all good now. I think it's all covered. Just want to put, just to make sure it's all level. It's such a gorgeous, shiny resin. It's just, the gloss on it is absolutely beautiful. And I can feel that the resin's all the way around because I can feel it with my hand, which is why I like to do it with my hand, because you get used to the feel of it and you just know if you need a bit more, or maybe even to take some around. Away from it, I sort of meant. Take some away. Not around. Just making sure that it's all feeling good. Okay. All right, so that's that bit done. Now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to very lightly run over. I'm going to put that glove in the bin. Put another fresh glove on. Actually, you know what? I'll run with the heat gun just over it, just to make sure it's all heated and level. It's amazing how when you put that other next coat on, how sort of colours pick up again. Really pretty. Lovely. I'm happy to put that glass on because it says something, but it doesn't say too much, which is exactly what I wanted. Just turning that aircon off because I don't think I want to blow cool air in here. All right, now we're going to put a bit of this russet colour shift on, which is just on the glass, just for it to glisten in the light. I think it'll be really pretty, and it is. I can see it already in the lights here in the studio. It would be nice if it didn't go too far from where they are. Just ever so slightly, just rubbing my fingers together, just so that it falls directly onto it, because I don't want it all sprinkled everywhere else. Just on those bits of glass. Yeah, that's pretty. And it's the right colour choice too, because it's sort of got the beautiful sort of coppery red tones. And even though there's not red in this, it just picks it up anyway. It's fine. Yeah, that's pretty. Now, where else? Over here. I can't wait to see this in the sunshine, to see what it's going to look like tomorrow when we do our reveal. Okay, there we are. There, I was going to come around the other side, because I can't reach that far, even though I'm not short. But you've got a lot more control if you're not stretching over everywhere. So just small little movements with my fingers, just over the top. And seriously, the light is catching that, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. All right, now we'll come on this other side here, where there's, I think this is about the last bit actually, just here. Beautiful. And also there was some bits on the initial pour underneath before I smushed it all together. So it's not going to kind of look out of place anyway. It'll look like it's meant to be there. Just to add a little bit more bling to it, if you like, but in a nice possible way. And I mean, with the foils, you can use them, as I've mentioned before, you can just mix them all up together and you can pour it and it'll be just lovely. It's very pretty. I might just put just a little bit, because I can, just here, just to sort of break up that little bit. Don't think I want to do too much. There's some here from before, so we'll just maybe add to that a little bit. Very pretty, I've got to say. Just a bit there, got a bit there already. There. Maybe just over this little bit. Just little bits. That's all we need, not smother it. Just a bit up here, because there was some as well there. I think that's enough. Good. All right then, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to spritz it with our Fusion Relax spray to make sure that any bubbles that have been brought to the surface in the pouring mixing process are relaxed and they all disappear. So we just give him a shake and then spray. Across we go. And that's it. Voila. And it'll be just like a solid piece of glass. Absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for today. In a millisecond, I'll be back again and we'll do our reveal for tomorrow. Okay, everybody, I thought while I'm babysitting it, I had a couple of hairs I had to remove. I thought I would take the camera off the tripod and come down and show you. And I realised that you would have seen lots of the backs of my head and my hair and my back. So I am so sorry about that. With the tripod being that height, it's just a bit difficult to get the whole piece in and to be able to do it all. So I do apologise profusely that I, was in the road. So I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. You can see here a little bit close up of what we've done. It's really pretty. Honestly, I'm so happy with this. Isn't that amazing? Just the way it all glimmers and shines. And we've got our beautiful Molten Amber foil. And we've just got our little bits there, and we've got some more glass there with some of that gorgeous russet. Just got to make sure that I don't drop the camera straight into the wet resin. That'd be a real problem. And when this shines, honestly, it's just so pretty. Delighted with it. And you can see that just in that mirror thing there, oh, there's another hair I can spot. Better pull that out. Okay, you can see in here. It's just really pretty when it glimmers in the light. Something a bit different. Anyway, let's see how it all ends up in our reveal tomorrow. And I'll just go and remove some more of those hairs. I've just left those lights on, they look a bit odd. But anyway, you got the idea. Okay, catch you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. Here we are for the reveal of our piece. I've dragged it out into the full sunlight here so you can see it in all its glory. Okay, so we've got the molten copper, which is the foil we used. Look how that's shining. It's just absolutely beautiful in the sunlight. And I'm so happy that I just put in those little bits of interest there with the extra bits of foil just sprinkled lightly over. It's really made it very interesting. And also with the glass and putting the russet colour shift glitter on. That was a really good move as well, I believe. So I'm really delighted with this. It is very abstract. It was meant to be that way. But I'm delighted with adding all these little extra accents to make it a lot more interesting. And you can see the different marks I've done here with the spatula, and by adding the top coat on, which is just brilliant, it's so shiny and just lovely, crystal clear, it just pricks up all the colours of everything again. I mean, we've got here underneath here is the Rustique that we first used. That is such a gorgeous metallic paste. We've got the Thornton Shimmer, which is always a winner because it's one of my favourite colours. And then I believe this was the Skinny Cream we used. And we have, you know, little bits of lacing there, but it surprised me. And just where I sort of pulled it over with the spatula, just to get different sorts of effects. So, there we go. That is Creative Chaos, I think I'll call this. But no, I'm really delighted with it. It's something very, very different from what we've ever done before. And I thought with the foils it would be perfect to show you that. And yeah, maybe have a look at the foils because they're absolutely gorgeous. And you can do all sorts of different things with them to add to your already created artwork. Okay then, that's a wrap for another week. Remember, if you don't give it a go, you'll never know. So please, what are you waiting for? Give it a go. Get some of this beautiful foil, and maybe you could add to a piece that you're not happy with, and just see if you can turn it around as well. All right then, everybody. Thank you for your support, and we'll catch you next time on the channel. Bye for now.